Take you up till 2 o'clock. We're streaming live on YouTube now. We've been doing that this is our third week streaming the whole show on YouTube. So check us out there, 560 WQAM. Go subscribe to that channel. If you guys just like the clip version, the clips are up there as well. We got a couple clips from today's show earlier on that you guys can get. But join us live. Have some fun, huh? Also streaming live on Twitch. And check us out there. I didn't get to the other story that broke, which is Kevin Durant. If you guys were watching Heat and Nets yesterday, Kevin Durant got his knee, buckled under by Jimmy Butler because Ben Simmons is a klutz. And Kevin Durant is now got an MCL sprain, and he'll be reevaluated in 2 weeks. So the Nets, who have been rolling and still beat the Heat last night, even though crooked refereeing got them the win, Kevin Durant, he is going to be missing some time for Brooklyn.
What happened to Tyler Hero at the final play?
Yeah, he slipped.
Nothing crazy, right? We're not worried.
He says he's fine. Yeah, he said he's fine. The bigger question is Bam. Bam's hand, because it was odd. Like Bam had that murder dunk on Joe Harris. Do we have the call? Do you have the call from Jason Jackson? I never got to hear that yesterday. I'd love to hear what Jackson, because poor Joe Harris. God love him. He stood in there like a brave soul. But Bam, I mean, he got posterized. It was an absolute flush. And after that, Bam's like gripping his hand a little bit, which kind of gave me like throwbacks to last year, because that was exactly what happened in the injury where his thumb got hurt. He started gripping his hand. He started flexing his hand, and then played through the game and said is fine afterwards. And then he ended up missing like 3 weeks. So, he says he's fine. Do you have the call from Jason Jackson, Marcos?
I do. It starts a little abruptly, but he does give his usual Jax sauce.
Just play it.
Oh, my, have some sympathy, some empathy for the soul of Joe Harris.
Start voting for Bam.
Wow. Yeah, Jason Jackson and Amy Audibert on the call last night. It sounds like Jason Jackson is reading his eulogy.
Yeah. Bam! Oh, my, have some sympathy, some empathy for the soul of Joe Harris.
Start voting for Bam.
Yeah, well said. They did. I mean, he does. But then after that, Bam just like, he just looked like a different person. And now it makes sense because he wasn't playing in the fourth quarter. Spo took him out. He said yesterday he couldn't shoot. JV, can you bring up the video of Bam? This was him in the locker room talking about his injury.
He didn't.
Nah. It was I don't know, in between plays after that, but this has been something that's a couple days old.
Spo said that he had to basically convince you not to keep playing. How did that conversation go?
Nah, I mean, vulnerability. I had to own up that I couldn't shoot the ball, obviously. So that's why I was like, yo, coach, like, I'm cool with it. So, I mean, it was an easy decision on both ends.
Does it require MRI, anything like that?
No, I mean, we're just going to go get it checked out to make sure.
You missed extended time last year. How concerned are you?
Nah, it's not this. It's not like how that was. I know I was going to miss time for this. This is day to day. Call it how I see it, day to day. Just get a lot of treatment.
Is it just like a play through the pain kind of thing? Is it like a pain tolerance thing?
Yeah. I mean, when it becomes low tolerance, I'll be better. But when it's excruciating how it was during the game, I feel like some of y'all would have went to the ER. But, it's one of those things you built for it.
There you go. Bam on his injury. So, not great.
Hey, I love the way he threw all of them under the bus. Y'all would have went to the emergency room.
He's right.
He's right.
He's right. But yeah, and his hand was wrapped up yesterday after the game. So I don't know. But he definitely he didn't look like the same guy after that dunk.
Here's what sucks. As an athlete, you can go into a locker room, okay, shoulder injury, hip, knee, thigh, hammy, head, right? Those all affect, in some ways, your ability to run. But imagine I could never go to my sideline and say I hurt my thumb because you got two hands to carry the football, right?
Yep.
It's just a weird thing that people don't really understand. It's like I remember when Jay Cutler got hurt. Was it a playoff game?
Yeah.
It was a playoff game, and he was walking okay, and he was trying to ride on the bike.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, he's got to get in there.
Yeah.
What are you doing? And
I was like, it was like the early days of Twitter too.
Right.
Where, like I remember MJD was ripping him for that.
Right. And he had surgery 2 days later.
Yep.
Like there's certain injuries that just because you don't carry yourself a certain way, right? It doesn't mean you're not hurt. So I think, a lot of people may think, well, Bam, your thumb's hurt. You couldn't give us something, right? Because you can run.
You knew it was off because he went to the line and he missed 2 free throws, and he's been awesome with his shooting, his free throw shooting.
What,
and just
90%.
Yeah, like you never know because like you're like, oh, he tried playing it until they said no more, and you're like, oh, well, it makes sense why he didn't look like the Bam we're used to.
Right.
After
and that's the thing is that for an athlete, even if you play hurt and you say, I can give you 70% of what I am, right? You still get criticized like you're 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't want to go in there and use that as an excuse. But, and so I can understand why a lot of guys say, I'm not going out there, right? You don't get credit for playing hurt.
Yeah.
You just get credit for playing or not.
Even the guy like Tyreek yesterday, you think
Right.
about like he's gone out a few games, but he's clearly hobbled. Like he's
right.
And I think
somebody's going to say, why didn't you get any catch?
And I think it's got to be frustrating for him because he kept getting open yesterday. He's hurt. He's open. No one's throwing him the football.
Right.
Like that's not gonna make you feel very good when you're gutting it out like that. So yeah, it was a tough one, and that's bad news for Kevin Durant. That sucks because obviously that was
He was playing really good.
Yeah, it was the shot making in the first half of that game was outstanding. I mean, like it really slowed up, but it had to slow up because the kind of shots that both the Nets and the Heat were hitting were really impressive.
Did you see the shot at the end of the third quarter where they went down, shot a 3, and then Gabe Vincent falling out of the made a 3 right
That
back?
was at the end of the first quarter. Yeah,
That was in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the shot making in the first half was crazy.
I'm like, wow.
But it's a tough one, and I get it. Like the Nets fans that actually exist and aren't bandwagon KD and Kyrie fans. So it's like, well, we didn't have Kyrie, and you guys shut up. You guys know you got a gift. That's what that was. All right. The only person who lashes out like that is the person who knew they got away with a crime, which is what you guys did.
You mean a guilty person? No. Hey, don't look around. What are you, owl?
What?
What are you looking? You that's you.
Answer for your crimes, NBA.
That's you.
Where's my 2-minute report that I can wipe my butt with?
Have you noticed that refs do that now, though? That seems like a switch. No matter what they call the entire game, it's always like all of a sudden they're like, final play. Let him play. The whole game you've been calling fouls. In the third quarter, that would have been a foul. Final play, let him play.
We need to talk about something really quick, though. Why is there a Heat fan bringing a Pikachu dog all over the country?
Dude.
This man needs to answer for his crimes. You can't paint your dog like Pikachu.
But the dog looks miserable.
He looks like miserable.
I actually saw him at the Panthers game when I went.
He's bringing this dog everywhere. I didn't know about this until this weekend because I saw him at the Bulls game courtside, and this guy's like got his dog painted like Pikachu.
Mm-hmm.
And so I look Pikachu dog on Twitter, and it's like, oh, this hasn't been his first appearance. I didn't see it because it was the game after Christmas against the Wolves. I just slipped under it. We weren't doing shows, whatever. So this guy first of all, why is he allowed to bring a dog to the game?
I don't know.
What is that?
I was very confused.
And also, just as a rule, okay, you say I have a service animal, not if he's painted like a Pokemon. Okay?
Yeah, what about, but it happens everywhere.
He's helping him with Pokemon Go or whatever that game is called.
This is ridiculous.
Really? Have you been to Publix lately?
No. I understand, but
I mean, some people have like dogs that look like little horses. What is this?
This dog is miserable.
Look at that dog.
This dog is miserable. And this guy, he is.
Scooby's probably right now going, that's my cousin!
Dade South says, paint Scooby like a Charmander.
No,
and have him fight.
I wouldn't paint Scooby.
You can't dress like,
Yeah.
dude. Hey, first of all, you're giving us a bad look. All right, you know he's already been fined by Miami-Dade. This guy,
He was fined. Yeah,
he was already fined by the city, by the county
For doing what?
for painting his dog like a Pokemon.
I think PETA went after them too.
For painting his dog?
Yes.
Well, why not?
NBA, do not find me.
Who cares who paints his dog?
That dog doesn't have electrical powers.
Yeah, wait a minute.
False advertisement. I agree, Tobin.
They're talking about they fined him for painting his dog yellow?
You're not allowed, you can't do that.
And then he came out saying that he did all his research and that.
Oh,
he...
yeah. That guy looks like he does research.
Yeah.
Old Ash Ketchum over here. Yeah.
I'm more amazed that his Sarah what's the Sally Jesse Raphael glasses.
That's what you're more interested in?
That little baby.
Can I tell you?
Look, the little Pokemon dog is winking at me.
Let me tell you something.
Mm.
Can I tell you something?
Pokemon.
Leroy,
Yeah.
you focus on the wrong thing sometimes.
So do you.
What are you talking about?
Mr. Oh my God, IGGY was at the game yesterday.
Oh, she was, though. Certified possible, but I got to say.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't know it was Iggy Azalea when she first sat down. I was like,
So
hello.
you're checking her out? Is that what's going on?
I did. I was like, she was very noticeable. She stood out. I didn't know it was her. What? Don't judge me. I want to hear from you, Mr. Who's that one that you like?
Berlin?
Point for Marcos.
Hell is wrong with you?
What?
You answer for the crap you do. Don't worry about what I'm doing. You always your response to anything like that is he does it. What about you?
See Miss Croatia at the game yesterday, J-Fig?
No.
She was hanging out with Drake recently.
Oh, I did see that.
We lost another one.
At first, Schmeeth and Schmolik says.
I was waiting for this.
At first glance, Tobin thought Iggy Azalea was Kyle Lowry.
Point for Twitcher.
Well,
Oh, that's what you meant. Kyle Lowry was out. I'm like, hey, wait, no, Kyle's playing. I'm telling you.
Hmm?
You say I'm boots on the ground.
yeah,
We never get one basketball.
that's not true, dude.
You
Hold
are
on, we had a
liar.
couple yesterday. Let's see.
That's I had basketball stuff.
Hmm.
What did I say?
You didn't have basketball stuff.
I had basketball stuff, dude.
No, you didn't.
I was boots on the
Yeah,
ground.
all I see is Iggy Azalea's here.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Oh wait, this is Stunt Steve group text.
Exactly.
She was there though. Star-studded night.
You know, in that picture, that little thumbnail of that video you sent us, the dog looks very sad.
Of course, he looks sad. He's not a mythical creature.
He looks bummed.
Would
This
you
is-
be bummed if you were
Let me ask you
yellow?
something, J-Fig. How do you think it is being life of the dog who has to be dressed like a Pokemon? Like, how do you think that owner is?
Well, technically, he's not dressed; he's painted.
How do you think that
Yeah, is that any worse than people putting sweaters on their animals?
Listen,
Gucci.
Scooby loves his sweaters.
They're
This is a
animals!
big difference.
They didn't grow up with sweaters.
That is true. Like, you do dress your dog.
So
I do
what's the
dress my
difference?
dog.
Okay, he just took it to the next extreme. You put sweaters on Scooby, he painted his dog
If
yellow.
Scooby,
So you're not
hated
judging
it,
the Pokemon
I wouldn't
guy.
do it.
No,
Really?
dude, let me just tell you.
What would you do? Can I ask you?
Yesterday, I was on
Talk
my
into your
way-
microphone.
No, this morning, I was
Why
on
is
my
it
way.
facing-
I was on my way to work,
Mhm.
and I went the back way. Gratney, boom, 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 side streets. I pull up behind a moped, slowing everything up. Two dudes. One's talking on the phone with a mouthful of gold, and the other one is clenched to his back. Now, if I didn't pass judgment on them, I'm definitely going to pass judgment on somebody walking around with a yellow dog.
I want you to picture something for me right now.
I tried to picture it. I didn't have to picture it. I saw it.
I want
Two
you to,
guys like me and you on a little bitty ass moped
dude.
cuddling.
I want you to picture something
so
right now.
cute.
All right. You go home today, and Big Spoon says, we've made a change to Zeus. And he comes out painted like a Snorlax. What would you do?
There's no way Zeus would allow it. Although I got to tell you, he knows when it's ear medicine time. He just lays down.
Really?
He just
Scooby fights me for that.
Or when if you say, hey, you go, when you say, hey, you guys want a bath? Luna tries to drink the water out of the hose. So bath, Zeus is out. So no.
I just don't want this to become a thing because one guy goes viral, the next guy's going to go viral for making his dog a Squirtle.
First of all, Squirtle. I live in Davie. I've seen everything. Right? I will say this though. It is against the law to drive these golf carts everywhere. But they seem to
just
don't care. They do it.
They just do it. We'll take a break. We'll get into Tua coming on up. Mike McDaniel on the status of his quarterback back after this.
Previously on
Tobin and Leroy.
Oh no. Loretta Lynn died.